I want to thank Ms. Hope, all the teachers in here for bringing the students to listen to us talk today. I'm super nervous, super excited, all those emotions running. I couldn't sleep last night. I'm thinking about this event, tweeting on Instagram. I'm like, yes, I'm going to the high school tomorrow for a Black History Month event. I'm super excited, super humbled that Ms. Hope and Mr. DePaver, Mr. Luella, everyone that got together to correlate this event that they would choose me to speak to you guys. So hopefully, you know, all I want to do is touch one person. And I told the people in here that got in here a little earlier, I had started early and didn't know the rest of you guys were coming. Thank you for coming. That if I touch one person in this room, you know, just one, to motivate them to move forward, to be diligent. I don't want to give away early, but you know, just to pursue your goals early, you know, then my goal's done. You know, if I get all of you, thank God, but I just want one person, and I'll be satisfied with it. So hopefully, one of you, front row, second row, third row, fourth row, and on up, hopefully one of you take away from my message something that you hold on to and that you use to be, you know, persistent and going towards your goals. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is greatness. Greatness is measured at different levels. Right? What's great to me is different to you. You know, what your greatness is may not be my greatness. Okay? When you think you've done great, and it might be mediocre to me. Right? That being said, greatness is in all of us. For some reason, the world thinks that greatness is some foreign trait that only the special people have. The people that make a lot of money, the people that are successful, the people that, you know, get out of college and go make millions of dollars. I don't agree with that at all. I think greatness is in every one of us. I think each and every one of us has some kind of greatness, right? I think the great ones, though, are the ones that find it, that initiate it, that use it towards whatever it is that they want to do. So please, be great. How can you be great? Well, like I said, first you got to find it. You got to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will, right? Whatever it is that you want to do, whatever goal it is, whatever dream it is that you want to, you know, achieve, you have to believe it, right? If you're going after this unrealistic goal, which it should be, and I'll get to that. It should be unrealistic, but I'll get to that. If you're going after this unrealistic goal, you know, and you don't believe you're going to achieve it, you won't. You will not achieve it, I promise you. There was a Confucius said that usually that the people that say that they can and the people that say that they can't are usually right. So, and that being said, you have to believe. Please believe, whatever it is. If you're going to the NBA, you're going. Nothing's going to stop you. No one's going to stop you. You have to believe you're going. When I was a freshman, coming into the school, and the NTAs in the school, the teachers, Shram, Purr, Miss Cochran up there, Miss Shupit, how you doing? Miss Mosley, everybody will tell you, when I got here, I was rough. I know it, I believe it. I'm older now, I can say it. I was rough. I was rough around the edges, right? I wasn't crazy. I wasn't out of control. I was just rough. You know, like I was like a diamond without pressure. Or does that make sense? Right? But I just wasn't that kid that a freshman's supposed to be. I had a brother that was a senior, loved him to death, wanted to be him. You know, but he was in 12th grade, he could do the things that he did because he had already gotten there and I hadn't yet. But I didn't understand it. I do now, but I hadn't yet, right? So I was rough. I got to school, man, my grades were good. My grades were good. My freshman year was my best academic year. But I just wasn't doing the right things outside of the classroom, even in the classroom. I wanted to be the center of attention, what they call the class clown. I was funny too. So it was easy for me, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to be the class clown. I just was rough, man. I was young, immature. Purr always tells me this story about how I used to come to the basketball gym the reason why I'm talking about my freshman year is because I wanted to go to the NBA. That's what I'm getting to, right? It was my goal, it was my dream. It was my dream since I was 6 years old playing on the Fisher-Price court in my house. I'm not even joking, I'm so serious, man. When I first got my Fisher-Price court, I wrote on it NBA. It said NBA, it had like a little hoop star on it like this, a little picture. It was great. I'm like, I'm going to the NBA, mom, dad, right? So it was my goal. right? Nobody could tell me I wasn't going. I had every influence I needed. My brother was playing basketball. My brother was playing football. My dad actually played here and got a couple district championships, right? So I had things to achieve. I wanted to outdo my brother. I wanted to outdo my dad. It was motivation. You could not tell me I was not going to the NBA. And if you did, I was such a hothead, I was going to tell you off. And that's a nice way of saying it, right? I was going to tell you off. You was not telling me that I wasn't going to make it to the league, right? So, 9th grade, I wanted to go to the NBA. And that being said, I'm in college right now with a full scholarship for basketball, right? So what am I getting at? Well, listen, if you set your goals for the highest mark, right? How many of you in here want to be a millionaire? I did this in my first session. How many of you want to be a millionaire? How many of you, no, seriously, raise your hands. I really want to know. How many of you in here want to be a millionaire? Right? Raise your hands if you want to be a millionaire. Okay. All right, I got you. All right. Everybody in here wants to be a millionaire. Majority of you people. Okay, some of you didn't raise your hand. Right? Raise your hand if you don't want to be a millionaire. Why don't you want to be a millionaire? What? More what? No, you could have said what you said. We're being real. We all old enough. Everybody here first, okay? He said more shit to handle. That's what he said. Okay, we all want to be mature. He said more shit to handle. Okay? I respect that. But you're settling. And so are the rest of you. Right? Why be millionaires when we can be billionaires and trillionaires? Right? I said who wants to be a millionaire? Everybody in the room raised their hand. And the ones that didn't was scared to. I even had some teachers. And I completely respect that. Right? But why be a millionaire? When there's billionaires out there, we're settling. Why settle? Don't settle. Right? Let's set our dreams for the atmosphere, right? So then if we fail, if we fall short, we're a star. You like that? I saw you smiling, you like that. I thought about that earlier. I thought about that on the ride. Right? Let's not settle. Let's not, I'm serious though. You know, I threw a little joke in there to lighten the mood, but I'm serious. Let's not settle, right? Let's be billionaires, let's be trillionaires, right? But how are we going to get there? Hard work, dedication. You know, I told you I was thinking about this all week, man. I was super excited because I know so many kids in the school, some of the kids I have a personal relationship with, especially basketball players. You know, some of the guys growing up now are blowing up on me, and these are guys that I taught in POW summer camps and stuff like that. I was their counselor, and now I look at them now, and they're all grown up. You know, Leo somewhere here, he dunking now, and I remember when he was tapping backboard over at Richlow. You know what I'm saying? So you guys are growing up. And it's exciting, but set your goals the highest it can be, man. Please, do not settle. You know, it's going to take hard work. You know, it's going to take diligence, right? Diligence. I keep saying this word, and it brings me to another point, okay? In life, there are going to be so many trials. There are going to be so many tests, so many things that you're going to have to get through. When I say tests, I mean, you know, geometry, you know, class tests. I mean, off-the-court tests, you know what I mean? Leo playing basketball, Rich in here playing basketball. I got a couple football players in here too. Your coach is going to test you, right? My coach has the most wins in NCAA history. And I'm telling you, we clash heads so much, he probably would have threw me off the team a year ago if I wasn't diligent. You know what I mean? But you have to be diligent. Diligence, I keep saying diligent, right? Four D's to my life is what I use, right? 4 D's. I got them from a great Hall of Fame sports analyst, talk guy, Dick Vitale, right? Hall of Fame guy. All he does is broadcast games. 4 D's to a successful lifestyle. You ready? You guys can text it to yourself, write it down on your phone or something like that, write it down. The first D, desire, right? Might be the biggest one, desire, right? You have to love what it is that you do, right? The moment that you get a job, the moment that you get a career, and you try to focus on that career solely because of the money, solely because of the perks of the job, you'll hate it. You won't love it. You have to love what it is you want to do, right? Leo, going to Sacred Heart. Leo, if your coach next year told you that you would not start one game in your college career if you didn't gain 10 pounds, what would you do? Gain 10 pounds. Why? I want to play. Desire. right? Leo, if you weren't getting a full scholarship to go to Sacred Heart, right? They told you, I won't pay you a dime. Would you quit basketball?
No.
Because he loves the game. You have to love what it is you want to do. It doesn't matter if you want to be a doctor. It doesn't matter if you want to be a police officer. It doesn't matter if you want to be a lawyer. You have to love it. Why? Because it's going to be a hard road to get there. I'm telling you, I've had so many nights where I'm sitting in my room, there's no one around, my phone is off, I can't call anybody, it's just me and my gospel music. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do tomorrow? How am I going to get through this? Right? And I'm looking at my list, you know, on my 4 Ds. I'm looking at them, I'm like, I desire sport, you know, I'm diligent, I got this. I'm thinking like, what am I going to do, right? But then it all comes to me, right? I can't give up now. Why? Why would I give up? I went through 4 years of high school, right? I'm matured. I'm in college now. I'm a junior. I can't quit. I can't quit. I gotta be diligent. Diligence, diligence, diligence. I keep saying the word. That's the second D. Diligence, right? It's 4 of them. They're in no order. I said it in a different order in my last session, but diligence, that's the second D. You gotta be diligent. I can't stress enough how many times you're gonna run into a brick wall, right? Brick wall. You having a great season. You're averaging 20 points a game. One game you come out and you see Duke, the biggest stage, right? All you've been working for. Come out, drop 2 points. 2 points. And your team, you missed the game-winning free throw, right? Spirit encumbered. Mind encumbered. You can't think about nothing. You don't want to play anymore. You have to be diligent. You have to be diligent, right? You studied all week for a test. All week. You got straight A's. You get an A-, right? What are you going to do? You going to quit? You have to be diligent, right? That's the second D. Diligence. I'm going to say that a lot. Diligence, diligence, diligence. That's the biggest one for me, right? Third one, determination, right? That's the third D, right? So you got desire. You have to love what you do, right? Then we got the second one, diligence, right? You got to persevere. You got to be persistent, right? There are going to be times you're going to want to quit. Be persistent. Be diligent, right? The third one, determination, right? I'm going to keep referencing basketball. I'm an athlete. We got these lovely ladies here that they're going to reference everything else, but this is what I'm going to go to. Okay, we got determination. There's going to be so many people in the field that you want to work in. Whatever it is, whatever you want to be great in, whatever your dream is, you want to be the next president, you're going to be the next president. That has to be your mindset, right? But you have to set yourself apart from someone else. Because there's 25 more people sitting in this room of 30 that want to be a president. So, that being said, you have to be determined, right? You have to be determined. Rich, what do you want to be when you grow up? He's trying to go to the NFL. He's going, right? He has to be determined. There's going to be another tight end, another defensive end, whatever position he's going to play, that's going to be working as hard as he is. How are you going to set yourself apart from the next person? It doesn't matter if it's athletics. It doesn't matter if it's academically. You have to do something to set yourself apart from everybody else in the group, right? Something, right? Now, I need somebody who doesn't want to be an athlete. Somebody raise your hand that does not want to be an athlete. Right here. What do you want to be? You want to be an entertainer. Perfect. I need one more. Up there. A firefighter. That's amazing. That's amazing. Somebody that has to, yes. A psychologist, perfect. That's what I want to get at. Okay, so tell me this. I don't know how many people in this room want to be a psychiatrist. I'm really not interested. Thank you. But listen, that's amazing. But listen, you want to be a psychiatrist, who's to say you won't have an interview the same day that she has an interview, right? What do you want to do today to set yourself apart from 10 years from now or 2 years from now when you have your interview? Have you read a book about being a psychiatrist today? Every day you wake up, you have to have diligence, desire, determination on your roof. And when you wake up, you see determination. How can I be determined today? What am I going to do today to get better? Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. What am I going to do to become a better person? Read a book. Look up on the internet the qualifications to become a psychiatrist. Look up on the internet the best schools, to become a psychiatrist. Okay? So we determination, right? That's the third one. So we got 4 D's. The fourth one is coming, right? So we got desire, we got dedication, we got determination. Dedication is the fourth one.
You got it.
I gave it away. Okay. So dedication, that's the fourth one. That's the fourth one. You have to be dedicated. And I think that everybody in here knows that already. You're here. We got seniors in here, we got juniors in here, we got some freshmen, right? You have to be dedicated. Dedication is very simple. It's also monumental to the whole process of success, right? Dedication. You have to be willing to do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Does anybody in here know who Eric Thomas is? Great, okay. So, Eric Thomas, a motivational speaker. I love him to death. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm just not feeling it. 6:30 in the morning, I'm not trying to get out of bed. I just wake up, I flip out my laptop, I type in Eric Thomas, and he has a trillion motivational YouTube videos, you know, speaking to different colleges across the nation, right? It's his job. He gets paid for it. Maybe that's something I want to do one day. Ready? Has anybody heard of the story, how bad do you want to succeed?
Yeah.
Right? A couple of you guys, right? Listen. Dedication. There was this guy, right? He came to the guru, right? My guru was Per when I was younger. He went to the guru and he said, I want to be successful, right? I want to be successful. What do I have to do to be as successful as you, right? So the guy said, if you want to be successful, meet me at the beach tomorrow morning, right? So the guy comes to the beach, he's suited up, he got his suit on, his tie kind of looked like me, he had the jacket, he was everything, right? He showed up to the beach in his suit and tie, and the guy was already in the water, right? And he said, if you want to be successful, right, come out here, step out here a little bit. So the guy, he stepped out, man, now he's knee high, he got water to his knees, and he got his fresh suit on, just got it. Right? He's like, oh man, this guy's crazy. This guy's crazy. I don't want to be out here in the water. He got me out here swimming. I want to be successful. He said, all right, you said you wanted to be successful, right? If you want to be successful, come out here a little further, right? So he steps out, right? He's out now. The water's up to his belly button. And he's like, ah, man, this guy's tripping. I'm not trying to be out here swimming. I want to be successful. He said, cool. He stepped out a little further. Come on out here. You want to be successful? I got the remedy for you to be successful. If you just come out here a little further. He's out there right now. He got the water waist high, and he's thinking, I don't know what's going on. Why has this guy got me out here? I'm drenched down to my socks. I got sand in my shoes from the beach. I got my fresh gaiters. They done messed up now. I'm not gonna never wear them no more because they wasn't real. He killed me, right? You know what I'm saying? The salt done ruined them. The skin gone off him. He's done, right? He said, you said you wanted to be successful, right? He said, yeah, right? So he grabs the guy's head and he puts him down in the water. He's holding him down, he's drowning, right? And the guy's kicking, he's scratching, he's trying to get up, he's trying to breathe, and he lets him up. And he said, man, what you doing? And he said, if you want to be successful, if you want to succeed, you gotta want it as bad as you want to breathe, right? You hold it down. Anybody ever had an asthma attack? You're not worried about sports. You're not worried about athletics. I mean, you're not worried about nothing. All you want to do is breathe, right? If you want to be successful, you have to be determined. You got to want it as bad as you want to breathe. It's got to be that simple. That's it. You know, if you really want to make it, you can't tell. Nobody can tell you that you're not going to be successful. Nobody. Nobody can tell you that, right? Whatever your dream is, keep it sacred to you, right? Does anybody in here know what I want to be? Does anybody in here know what I want to be when I grow up? No. Does anybody? Nobody knows, right? Nobody knows what I want to be. It's going to stay that way. Because if I don't tell you, how can you tell me I'm not going to be? Right? Keep your dreams locked up. Keep them covered. Keep them safe. If you don't tell anybody what you want to be, right? They can't tell you that you won't be successful, right? Which brings me to, remember earlier I referenced unrealistic goals, right? Will Smith, my favorite actor. He's a motivational guy. I follow him on motivational quotes on Twitter, Will Smith's page. You guys should follow that, you know, that helps me out sometimes. So, great guy, great actor, great person. So I'm one of those mornings, I wake up and I'm not feeling it, right? And I'm like, all right, I'm tired of Eric Thomas. I need something new. I've seen all his videos, right? I've seen all his videos. I can't watch the same one. I got that feeling before. I'm not feeling it today. So I'm looking at Will Smith. right? So then this morning I wake up and I'm amped. I'm telling y'all, I couldn't sleep last night. I'm like, I get an opportunity to go to high school. I got this Black History event. They chose me. I gotta do it. I gotta kill it, right? So on a ride down here, I'm typing in Will Smith. I said, I need something to get me. They gotta give me something to talk about, right? So I already referenced the greatness thing. That was one of his things, right? So the second one, Will Smith's like, earlier today I said greatness is in all of us, right? I got that from Will Smith because I'm thinking we're all great in somehow, right? And then he said it was assurance, so I used it. Right now, I just lost my thought. I'm trying to get back to it. I can't remember what I was getting at from Will Smith. But anyway, what was it? Kurt, help me out. What was I talking about? All right, we'll get this. Unrealistic goals. Yes. All right, so ready? So Will Smith says this. We gotta be unrealistic, right? So I'm like, what is he talking about, right? Because I got a guy in this room right now that says he's going to the NBA, but he's never touched the basketball, right? But who am I to tell him he's not gonna make it, right? He may be the craziest athlete in the world to jump out the gym, right? And somebody gets him, Michael Jordan gets him and teaches him skills in a month, and then he's the greatest player in the world, right? So who am I to say he can't make it? Unrealistic goals, right? So then he says this. I'm listening, I'm taking it in, trying to obtain this information that he's saying. He says, it's unrealistic to think that I could walk into a room and flip a switch and the lights come on. Tell me that somebody woke up this morning probably. Tell me somebody woke up 100 years ago, or 200 years ago and said, I'm gonna flip on the switch and the lights are gonna come on. Somebody would have said, you're crazy. Right? Thank God Ben Franklin didn't think so, whoever made electricity, because now we walk in the room and flip on the switch and the lights come on. You understand what I'm saying? So we must be unrealistic with what it is that we want to do, right? It's unrealistic to think that I could bend a piece of metal, sit on it, in a nice seat, and fly across 1,000,000 miles of water. But thank God whoever made airplanes didn't think so. You understand what I'm saying? So we must be unrealistic in what it is that we want to do, right? Was it unrealistic for me to think that I was going to the NBA? It wasn't. I thought about it at a young age. I had time to prepare. I didn't use the work ethic, or I wasn't as talented as I should have been to make it there. I still have a shot. I'm not really interested in it. I have something else that I'm interested in. But me having an unrealistic goal at 6 years old, it aided me to be in college for free, right? Me working so hard on my skills, I gotta get to the NBA. I gotta be successful. I'm shooting 1,000 shots. I'm waking up at 5:30 in the morning to go to the new gym and shoot around to work out, right? Me wanting to go to the NBA, that molded me and made me into a college basketball player, a college athlete, right? So what am I getting at? Our unrealistic goals will catapult us into whatever it is that we want to do, right? Because listen, you remember the quote I said that I had made up on the ride down here this morning? If you set your goals for the atmosphere and you fail, you'll be a star, right? Well, I set my goal to be an NBA player, right? I fell short, right? Now, I'm a star at Philadelphia University, right? You understand what I'm saying? So let's have unrealistic goals, right? I'm taking up all the time. I got one more key, and I'm gonna let them just take it over, right? I talked to my first session earlier about the mindset that you leave people with. It's the most important thing, okay? I have a passion for helping people, whoever it is. That's why I was so excited to be able to talk to all you guys throughout the day. I mean, this whole week I was tweeting about it. I was so amped, you know, because like these kids, you guys, I feel like some of you may look up to me, you know, and you won't say it, pride, whatever, but whatever it is, it's just, it's a great feeling to know that you help somebody, right? Like the other day I was on, we got like a Ram van, our school logo or whatever is a Ram, right? And we got vans that take us across campus or whatever for class. If you got class at 12:50, you get out at 12:50, you got another class at 1, and it's across campus for a mile, you're not gonna get there in 10 minutes, you'll be late. So they got the vans to help us transport or get over to where we need to be, right? So I'm on a bus, I'm cooling, I got my phone out. I was the first person on the bus. I go to the second seat and I'm chilling and I sit down and I'm like, what is this on me? So I move the seatbelt. It's something I can't understand what it is. So I get up, iPhone 5. Yeah, right? So I got this iPhone 5. Like that's how it was. Oh man, right? So I already got an iPhone. iPhone. You know, I'm killing them with the iPhone 4. Right? So I'm on my phone, right? And I'm like, man, listen, first mindset, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a marketer. I used to sell lollipops when I was in school, buy one. Listen, I'm telling you, I had slogans. The slogans was catchy too. Buy one, buy another one, you get it? Right? Then I had another slogan, it was like, buy 2 for 3, you get 1 free. You get it? You know this guy, right? So y'all get it. It took y'all a minute, but y'all got it, right? So I'm on the bus, I sit down, and like, I got this phone, I got this iPhone 5, and I'm like, this is coming. Like, I could flip this for like $500. Like, I could pay my little school debt I got, like, from the tickets from the car that I used to have. But anyway, like, I'm sitting here on the bus, and I'm like, man, I could flip this phone. And then I'm like, thinking, like, this is a test. You know, I'm really religious. I'm like, maybe God's testing me. Maybe he's like, listen, you know, you have a phone, right? You're in a good situation. How would you feel if you lost your phone and someone else found it, right? So I'm thinking, I'm like, man, $500, so I get this phone in, what I'm gonna do, right? Now, they got a help desk, right? So then it hit, I'm like, I know what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna do the right thing. So I text the person, no lock on the phone, I was good. I ain't had to find a key, I was straight, right? I was good, right? So I opened it up, I'm looking through the context and it says mom, right? Then it says, oh, now this was funny, it actually said mommy. but it wasn't like M-O-M-M-Y. It was like my Puerto Rican mommy. Right? So I'm like, oh man. And then it said Mom Dukes. So I'm like, all right, let me go to Mom Dukes. I'm not trying to call this mommy and I'll be all messed up, right? So I text Mom Dukes and I'm like, listen, my name is Nicholas Christian, right? I'm on the basketball team here at Philadelphia University and I found your son's phone. Right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it to the help desk, right? Could you please find a way to contact your son and tell him his phone will be at the help desk because I know he's worried about it, right? So the lady texted me back a novel. You know how like on an iPhone you can see like when people texting, it was like the whole ride, it was like a 5-minute ride and I'm like waiting for the text because I don't want to be texting in class and she's like, I'm like, son, she texted me back a novel, right? And it was the most emotional novel. I'm telling you, it was the greatest feeling when I handed that phone in. She said, listen, I'm so excited that you get the phone in. God is going to bless you. She went in and she told me that was her son's Christmas gift. She told me that she skipped her last electricity bill. She saved up for it to pay for the phone. She told me her son had contacted her. He was crying because she felt so bad that he had lost the phone that she sacrificed for, right? So could you imagine the feeling that I had of handing that phone? And I told her, I'm so glad that I could help you. I'm just going to hand the phone in now. She wanted to keep talking. I couldn't. I had class. I handed the phone in, and it was the greatest feeling. It was the greatest feeling. And why I'm telling you this is because this is how I live my life. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. No one in this room is. And have I done wrong? Yes. And to be honest, it's probably as close or more than what you have done, right? But this is my #1 rule in life. Besides my 4, that I live the 4 Ds, okay? Never leave anybody, and I mean anybody, that you come across with a bad impression, right? And I think this may be the reason why I'm sitting here right now, right? It doesn't matter, it does not matter what it is that you encounter with a person. If you disagree, if you argue, you yell, you scream, if you would never meet that person again, please do not leave them with a bad impression. Please, somebody in the car right now, ask me why. Why? Because you will never know who that person is, right? Rich is younger than me, right? Let's say he asked me a question about how to become an NFL football player or something like that. And I told him I had no knowledge for him, he wasn't going to make it, whatever. And I'm going to be an accountant, right? Now you guys know, I'm going to be an accountant, right? Let's say 10 years from now, he's in the NFL, right? And I want to hire him as my agent. Or he wants to hire me as his agent to do his taxes. Do you think he's going to hire me after the impression that I left him with when he was trying to make it? You don't know you don't know who each person is, right? So the biggest thing is do not leave anybody with a bad impression. Swallow your pride. You're right, and they're wrong, and you know it. I'm sorry. We don't agree. But it was nice meeting you, and I wish you the best of luck. Swallow your pride, right? Do not leave anybody with a bad impression. When I left this school, my senior year, because I told you how I was when I got here, when I first came. When I left the school, my senior year, I had a good relationship with every teacher that I had. Everyone. Maybe not while I was in their classroom. Maybe not while I was in their office. There was one time I was in her office and I was crying, hysterically. I ran out of the office, right? She had to call a police officer to get me because we were talking about something that was so emotional to me that I couldn't talk about it anymore. I couldn't handle it. My anger had boiled up so much, I no longer wanted to be in the room, right? And now she's asking me to talk to you guys about moving forward, about life. Never, ever, number one rule that I have, and you should have. You can have more, but at least have this one. Never leave anybody with a bad impression of your life or of you as a person, because you never know what that person can do for you moving forward. That's all I got.